Good morning, friends. It's 9:30 a.m. Now I'm in Kurskaya station, railway station. We're going to Tula. It's a really cozy town next to Moscow, and it's really famous about its Pryanik. It's kind of Russian cake, so we're definitely gonna try it out. And also, it's located like 3 hours by train from Moscow. It's really small town. I think it's gonna be super interesting. So stay with me, watch until the end, and let's go. The cost of one-way ticket from Moscow to Tula is 530 rubles or $7.50. And guys, it was such an early morning, I didn't have a coffee at that point and I completely forgot to record you at the train station. But at least here is the train. It's actually the first time I'm in the new train here, because in the past, if you watch my video from Kolomna that I visited a few months ago, the train looked completely different. Now it's actually really nice. Everything looked clean. There was actually even a good toilet, what is surprising for Russian trains. And this one is dedicated to the Second World War. So in every part of the train, you can see different pictures of people who participated in that war. And moreover, there is actually also a charger for your phones. Also, you can often meet people who are selling something on the trains. There are all the time different conductors that are checking your tickets, but the good thing that you can actually buy tickets on the train, but it will cost a little bit more expensive. And just look at my neighbor, I have no words, such a cutie. I've never been to Tula before, and since the first seconds I understood that it's going to be interesting because that's what you can see already on the train station. We just came to Tula, and already when you're going out of the train station, you see a lot of small shops with Pryaniki, in English it's gingerbread, and this region is super famous about it all around the country. Even like in Moscow we have a lot of Pryanikis, a lot of gingerbreads, and it's just super popular, so I'm definitely gonna try it today and we'll buy it to my family. We're now on the way to the city center, and as you can see there is a small food market with grannies who are selling foods. Mostly there are just 5 floors buildings, and in Moscow it was the same in the past. Now of course you can't really see the houses like that. Maybe in the city center some historical buildings, but mostly in the living areas the buildings are higher. As far as I understood, it's one of the most popular prospects here, and all along you can see just different shops, some cafes. We're on the way to a really nice cafe. It's Italian food, not Russian, but it says that it's the best place in the city. There are a lot of good reviews, so we're going there. I took a pasta with salmon and my friend took a steak from pork. Food was amazing here. It's not surprising that a lot of locals are coming to this place. Even it wasn't traditional Russian food, it still was so good and absolutely advisable. You can try Russian Kvass. It's kind of Russian. It's kind of beer, but not alcoholic and sweet. And it also says that here you can take free water. It's so cheap there, it's just few cents for the glass. Now we're on the way to Kremlin, and you can see that the buildings became taller. In Russia there is a superstition that if a black cat will cross your road, it's for unluck. Thank you, cat, for that. If they're gonna be rain, that's his fault. While walking around Tula, you can see many really historical and kind of broken buildings, but they're just so atmospheric. Tula has been mentioned in historical sources since 1146, and this is a year earlier than the first record about Moscow, what makes Tula one of the most ancient Russian cities. Now we're entering the territory of Tula Kremlin, a stone fortress, the oldest building of the city, erected in the 16th century. In the middle of the Kremlin there is a really gorgeous Orthodox church. On the territory, you can also see exhibition about how houses looked like in the past, but it wasn't so impressive because it was empty. Looks really nice, like old views. When you're going out of the Kremlin, there is a square, and on this square you can see an amazing children playground. It looks like Red Square in Moscow, amazing, and of course internal fire. It's almost in every city in Russia. Here you can buy corn and ice cream, and it looks like really Soviet style. I remember that in the past it was like that, so yeah, and also Soviet ice cream. Next to Kremlin, they built a trail, and it's like probably 2 floors trail. It looks really nice, and with the view of Kremlin, just take a look. Worth noting that almost half of a million people are living now in Tula, and the city is famous for its museums. For example, the Museum of Gingerbread or Pryanik, the Museum of Weapons, Martian tools, and several Russian writers, and many more. As here it says 500 years of two Kremlin in the faces, and there is a history about this. Unfortunately, there's nothing in English, but I believe it's so cool, and I really like this area along the river. It's just amazing. Honestly, I didn't expect that at all. Hey! I was also pleasantly surprised about some places of the city. For example, this one. It looked really nice, and I know that there are some similar in Moscow. So this is a souvenir shop, and this thing called samovar, and we have one in my countryside, really old one. We are not using it, but it's like for decoration. Yeah, looks nice. As you know, I have a Patreon page, and for one option there is if you support me, I'm sending you postcards from different countries I'm visiting, and from every town in Russia I'm visiting. And now I'm in Tula, and I'm gonna send postcards to a few of my subscribers. And just look at the post machine, not machine, but not office, but just look at this. It's so cool. I never seen that anywhere before. Oh my god. And of course, as in every other towns in Russia, there is a pedestrian street with different cafes. I mean, in Europe it's also really popular, but with all these houses, this is what I expected when we came to Kremlin. I haven't seen it in the beginning, but yeah, this is exactly what I expected. So nice. There is also a small exhibition here next to this street. This is decor from Berezka, real Russian tree. So it looks like that. Often in the city you can see the inscription Tula Hero City. This is because Tula is one of few cities that repelled all the attacks of fascists and remained unconquered during the Second World War. Basically, in Russian small town in Provincial of Russia, everything that you can do is just to walk. There are a lot of churches and also some museums, and of course Kremlin. So actually, when I'm visiting some Russian towns, everything looks the same for me. Like most of them are similar, and I mean, Tula it's not an exception because again, churches, Kremlin, and some museums. I'm not really a fan of museums, but so I'm not really a fan of museums, but we'll go to see now the monument of Tulsky gingerbread, and yeah, probably there is no other country where you can find this. And yeah, we visited a few churches. They were really nice, but I just don't see the point to visit every church here. I really enjoyed the Embankment. It was amazing. So I think we just walk a little bit, try to buy gingerbread, and probably we will already go to the train station. Of course, there are some nice cafes we already eaten. They built in like new ones. if you're into museums, you can also find a museum for yourself. Yeah, but basically nothing much to do. One day it's perfect to see the city, no need to stay for longer. So now we came to government house. It's Lenin, of course, and yeah, this is how it's called. And it's also written here, Tula Hero City. Okay, so nice. I mean, in any other country, can you see the monument of gingerbread? I don't think so. This is called trolleybus, and that's why you see all this line along the street. In the past in Moscow there were a lot of transports like that. Now only buses. I even don't remember when I seen last time trolleybus, but in the small town still true. Of course I had to buy a Pryanik or gingerbread to my family. It looks like samovar and it's written Tula, the name of the town. Yeah, and inside there is gushonka, sweet milk. So cool. This is, guys, by the way, University of Reprography. Well, yeah, universities in Russia sometimes look like that. Not like in the States, probably. Now happens something that I didn't expect at all. There are no tickets to the train to Moscow, and there are no trains to Moscow, and it's really surprisingly because I saw so many trains like almost every hour to Moscow, and now there are no trains back. Only one, it's full, there are no tickets, so we are going to Serpukhov. It's also another small town. It's in the middle between Tula and Moscow. We will have a transit there. We have to wait 15 minutes, and then our train to Moscow. So it should have been just 2.5 hours. Now it's gonna be 4 hours and 1 hour wait, so it's like 5 hours. And oh my god, and I was like, it's so cool that we're returning not super late to Moscow. I will be able to rest, and no. Friends, we know who is to blame for this, right? Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video until very end. Don't forget to push the like button, and I'll see you in the new videos.